Hello again, everyone. Today is Smith Manoeuvre calculator time. Today we're doing a quick one. We're doing one accelerator called a cash flow diversion. So diverting cash flow that might be going somewhere else through the Smith Manoeuvre implementation. So cycling it through your mortgage first as a prepayment, it gets re-advanced onto your investment loan, which then gets invested, increasing the amount of tax deductions, etc., etc., etc. So let's get into this thing. Let me minimize my face here. Let me get that out of the way. Where am I going to put this today? Let's put this down here. Say, all our normal inputs, $100,000 income like we normally do. We've got zero other rental income, all that kind of stuff. We've got some assets, we've got some liabilities, we've got our marginal tax rate in there. We've got our mortgage amount of $400,000 on a $600,000 property. Okie doke. We've got an interest rate of 5.5, which as of today, May 2024, is very easily what some people are getting right now for their mortgage interest. So we've got an amortization length of 30 years, which comes out to $22.56 a month. Okie doke. Now, of that $22.56 per month, we've got $432 is able to invest. So that's the original Smith Manoeuvre. That is the basic setup. We've got $432 able to invest from that initial payment every single month. Okie doke. Now we've got an investment return, 7.5, easy setting. But over here, look at this. We don't see too much happening over here. We've got some taxation improvement, but we don't have anything cut off our amortization. Why is that? Well, because we haven't exactly set up the plain Jane Smith Manoeuvre yet. That's where this comes in. We want to apply those tax refunds. Once we get the mortgage payment is withdrawn, we've got the principal pay down, that gets it re-advanced onto our investment line of credit, that gets invested. Then we get the tax deductions and refunds every year. And once we get those paid down as prepayments on our mortgage every year, that's where we're going to start to see amortization improvement. So watch this. As soon as I click that, that's the mortgage, that's your tax refunds every year getting applied as prepayments, and then obviously that rinse and repeating, flowing through, getting those invested. That's what's paying down. That's the extra money that's coming via refunds that's paying down your mortgage and getting the amortization cut by, you can see here, 4.5 years. Now, on to our accelerator for the day, our cash flow diversion. This is diverting cash flow that might be going somewhere else. Let me move this up here so we can get this out of the way so you can see what this is doing. Diverting cash flow that might be going somewhere else, to other investments or to somewhere else, and we're going to divert that through the Smith Manoeuvre into our mortgage as a prepayment first so that it re-advances onto our investment loan so we can pull that out and get it invested. Okie doke. So let's say there's a couple different options here. We can, how much are you investing each month into your current savings plan that we can get, maybe divert that through the Smith Manoeuvre first. So maybe we're investing $100 a month and we want to, or maybe it's $500. We only want to take $100 through our Smith Manoeuvre first. Look at the changes that we're seeing. Let me go back. $0, we're cutting 4.5 years off, right? From 30 years, we're down to 25.5. Net worth improvement of 200 grand. Where does that come from? It comes from a $600,000 over 30 years, building up an extra $600,000 investment portfolio that you didn't otherwise have, offset by a deductible investment loan for a net worth improvement of 200 grand. But what if we divert $100 a month that was going somewhere else through the Smith Manoeuvre first into our mortgage as a prepayment every month, and then turning around and getting that invested? That is going to cut another 2 years off our mortgage and increase our net worth by, what was that? An extra 130 grand. Okay, now let's say that once you do that for 6 months, a year, and then you go, okay, well, I'm starting to see some pretty good stuff here. Why don't I do all the money that I was putting into my non-registered account and do the whole thing of $500 a month? Now we're starting to see some good stuff, right? So we went from initially 4.5 years cut off to now we're 12.5 years cut off. So we're down from 30 years. We're going to have our mortgage shortened, our amortization shortened to 17.5 years. And look at our net worth, guys. Holy, right? That was 200 grand when we started. Now it's up to 820. So it's a $1.2 million investment portfolio offset by that $400,000 investment line of credit for a net worth improvement of 800 grand. Now, let's say that you could really squeeze if we wanted to. Most of us can't, but if you really tried, could you squeeze out a little bit more cash from your personal cash flow? You did this for another year, and you saw that $500 a month that was going to investments. This way, we're going to put it through our mortgage first, through the Smith Manoeuvre, and you see all these massive benefits. You see your investment portfolio going up. You see that mortgage balance getting cut down. Maybe you said, you know what, maybe I can squeeze this out of it and do another $100. Or another 50. Let's do 75. Let's just split the difference. 75. Now we're getting a net worth that's closing in on $1 million. This is big stuff here, okay? It's closing in on $1 million, and we've now got Our amortization shortened a little bit. We've got another little bit here, another half year or so, but that was a big one there for our net worth improvement. All right, let's take a look at a graph, guys. Here's the graph that comes along with the Smith Manoeuvre calculator. Remember, we did the normal Smith Manoeuvre, and then we diverted. We're using the Cash Flow Diversion accelerator. We diverted $500 away from what was going to another investment, but we cycled it through our Smith Manoeuvre first instead. That got us to pay down the mortgage even faster, get debt converted even faster, get more money invested, pulled out and invested in your investment portfolio. And this was the results. We saw these results on the last page, but here's a quick, everyone loves a little quick visual. So here's what that looks like. What I want you to pay attention to is here is that shortened amortization. That green line is your normal amortization that you signed up with the bank for 30 years. I'm paying a mortgage payment for 30 years. But then we decided to do the Smith Manoeuvre, and we got that thing shortened up to just over 16 and a half years. And this is your debt conversion. Look at that. That pink line is your investment portfolio that's equal to 400 grand. It's going to be offset. If you really wanted to at this point, you could consolidate everything, pay off your fully tax deductible investment loan, and be completely debt free on your house. Or we can let it ride, keep deducting the interest on that fully tax deductible investment line of credit, and let your investments keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And this is where, at the original apples to apples example, after 30 years, now using the Smith Manoeuvre and the Cash Flow Diversion accelerator, you have an investment portfolio that's growing, and it's reached $1.3 million at this point. Great visual look at, guys. This graph is sweet, sweet, sweet to see all those numbers. So, a couple different things there. Short one here, only 5 or 6 minute video. Smith Manoeuvre calculator going through the Cash Flow Diversion accelerator. So this is the plain Jane plus one accelerator, the Cash Flow Diversion. Okie doke. Tune in for some other ones, guys. I'm going to do every single accelerator. I'm going to do some different scenarios. Go higher, go lower. If you've got any requests on what you want to see, go ahead. It only takes me a couple minutes to do these. So comment below and I'll do that for you.